Selection Therapeutics, ticker SLXN, announces a 1-for-15 reverse share split. Stock moving lower, ticker SLXN. Neovolta, ticker NEOV, says estimated revenue for the fourth quarter is approximately $5 million. Martin Transport, ticker MRTN, reporting Q2 EPS of 9 cents per share and operating revenue of $229.9 million. Silo Pharma, ticker SILO, completes dosing in the safety study of its PTSD drug.
Okay, guys, the few of you that are here, it's me, the professor. Yeah, I did my recap yesterday, and I think it said something like the professor, I was doing a reaction video to a so-called expert. So if you haven't seen that video yet, you should check it out. So it's a play on words, obviously. It's it's me reviewing myself. I thought it might be a catchy title, so I put that out there. So what I did this morning was interesting. Now that I've done all that, I'm going to switch this over. I did this quick 500 share, couple of trades on NVIDIA here. Basically instantly filled. Let me just get off of this to make sure I don't forget, get back on the day. And 500 shares just instantly filled. And when I picked it up on the bid, bought the bid, and it was a spread of 3 or 4 cents. Like in a split second, I could just sell on the ask, and I was making like $15 each trade, or just about did 3 trades. And I was like, wow, that was so simple. I remember doing that back in the days when I did the QQQ and the SQQQ and the TQQQ. And when it was really volatile, when that ETF first, it was a derivative of the QQ. And when that first started, you could just go in and out on the bid and the ask and just, do 200 trades and make like big money. They don't like that though when you take too many trades, but so if we open up our scanner again, guys, we've got this. Oh, that's right. I've got the wrong one on. I was trading a little pre-market here. I was looking over. I usually do the pre-market stuff on Lightspeed. So let's get this. Yeah, this one's got the close on it now. Here we go. So lots of news. We'll go over the news. Not lots of news, but there's news. It's people that make the chips. You've got the great news that he's the CEO is heading over to China. He's gotten like Trump's blessing to leave the country and go talk to him. That's what it seemed like the story was. But anyway, so he's going over there and to solidify deals to sell their chips, and that the logic was it's better to sell them rather than to beef up and speed up their manufacturing to do it themselves. So there's some logic there, I guess. I mean, they're going to do that anyway, but America's way in the lead for that kind of manufacturing. So it's just an interesting logic. But we have the same movers as always with this special scanner, which I highly recommend you get. It's over at the $1 Million Margin Club if you don't have it, in case I'm not here trading with you, if you like this style of trading. It has the average volume on a 1-minute candle. It has to be over 100,000 to be picked up. That's over a 10-day average. And then a 1-minute candle on just a 1-day average. And then this is something that would just be, these are custom scripts that I put in along with how far you are from the high. That's a custom script as well. These are custom scripts here, all put in. So it's like it's hard to get, I mean, you can do it yourself, obviously, if you know how to do coding. They're not really scripts, they're codes. It's custom code put in. So used to saying custom scripts because, I make all those for the prop firms. But this is just something to do the specific style of trading that I wanted to show you guys, large cap consolidating trading, and to find those stocks. So you're not going to have a lot of them. There's not going to be a lot that meet these parameters that gets that kind of movement on the level 2 that we're looking for. That 5, 10, 15 cents swaying back and forth so you can get in and out. And then when that stops and it just starts going one way, then you know it's trending. So be careful. You've seen me get hit with NVIDIA a few times with that. So I'll probably be looking at the open again, even though day before yesterday I swore off, but now all this news, I did all right with it on the opening trade yesterday, and we ended up being almost $500 yesterday. And we're really only going for $100. Now, a lot of that I did pre-market, but I did do a couple $100, over $250, I think, and as we were trading with that one bad trade on Hood that was down like $117, and then so we had to make that up and still make 200 and whatever dollars it was that you saw me do, but then be pre-market I made 300, so it was around $500 at the end on this account with this strategy that I'm keeping separate so I can report it on TraderView so we can all follow along. So I have many Schwab accounts. For those of you that didn't hear, they did nullify that trade, the trade that happened with all the Thinkorswim was having the problems. And I made an official trade resolution complaint, and I showed on the video how I said that, and they said, yeah, you shouldn't have to pay for that. So that was good because I was gearing up to be very, very angry. But I don't think it has anything to do that I have a lot of accounts, that I do custom scripts for ThinkScript or anything. Like people were saying, well, you're a coder for, like, no, they don't care about any of that stuff, man. I'm a nothing to them, honestly. They're polite to everybody. They're polite and kind and nice, and they will reject the heck out of you as they're saying, we thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, but we will not help you. But it seems like for the most part, they're logical about, if you articulate your grievance correctly. To this point, anyway, my experience, they make it good. But maybe you can share some experiences where they didn't, and I can share that with everybody else if you want to do that. But anyway, so let's go over a little bit. So this is what we have for scanners. I have it detached up here so I can click on my chart and move around.
Senior secured notes.
On our news today, the big stories that you're going to want to look at is, the number one news is about the bank earnings. They're mixed. The Bank of America and JP Morgan. So that's a story, but it's a non-story as far as moving anything, I think. Johnson & Johnson put their guidance out. Again, these are like large cap stories here. So their guidance was, pretty good. It boosted the stock up about 2%. But this was the news that was more interesting to me, the ASML issues. Basically, these are the guys that, have the do all the parts for the semiconductors and stuff. I think if I've got that right, but the stuff that NVIDIA needs. And they gave really bad guidance for the next year, for 2026. And that sent the market on a little drop for a minute, really. And then NVIDIA just came right back again because it was low. It was down lower. Let's keep an eye on that too. Let me just see. So you're reading, here it is right down here too, this story. I've kind of just touched on those stories there. Is that, was Palantir even up? Yeah, it's up today too. Yeah, it's the fourth stock down. We've got fifth stock down. NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, AMD, and Palantir. Then it goes to Hood and Amazon. Now, there's a story. This isn't actually on the story here, but I was reading a story about Amazon. Bezos just sold off a bunch of stock, which was, I guess, prearranged, but it's a little scary because it was like $1.6 billion in value, when you always wonder about the big boys if they know something. Now, I kind of feel like we're teetering on things going way down. It's just the way I think about stuff, but I would be careful long-term swings, and you just never know what's going to come out of the White House that changes everything, right? So just stuff that you guys are watching out for yourself, right? So you just want to be careful about that.
CORI, Curiosity Stream Extended CEO.
You just see the
2029, Charlie Uniform Romeo, India. NUWE moving here, 1711. FRGT Freight Technologies and Fetch AI expand strategic AI collaboration with ASI one-powered voice
Got these
agents.
lights, they're in my
Foxtrot
face, so
Romeo
it's
Golf
sometimes
Tango,
hard to see my own
FRGT.
screens.
Shares moving a bit on that. $2.09, so up just off the highs.
I'm looking for something
FRGT.
particularly. I don't see what I'm looking for. Give me a second here, guys. Just so much information here that I'm it's just not here. It seems to have disappeared. Well, I'll put this up. This is an older one before I started streaming, but I just want to make sure you guys know I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so you should. Now, this is on every video too, so you should seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to follow anything here. That's that. Obviously, that's meant for you to pause and read at some point. So I guess I moved that around pretty quickly. Let's take a look at what I will be trading again, probably at the open due to the news. Oh, I was reading the news. That's right. I distracted myself. Yeah, we had the CPI report that was, that was not great yesterday, but yet the market barely reacted. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Inflation, and between inflation and the possibility of inflation, the tariffs still just over our head. I'm really surprised. But it's just really harder to call the bigger moves right now. It seems like everything's delayed. Like what should happen takes 2 days or 2 weeks for it to happen. But we've got a bunch of earnings coming in. And then there's that big crypto, the Genius Act thing that's going on. Hopefully some of you guys have balanced out your portfolio with crypto. I have XRP and Bitcoin, and that's doing really good. XRP could really take off, in my opinion, because it kind of involves all the cryptos. So I have a lot of tokens, whatever you want to call it, in XRP, Ripple. It's been slowly going up, and then Bitcoin kind of went back a bit on the fact that the Genius Act didn't go through, and then now they're saying Trump made a couple of calls to the few Republicans that didn't let it go through. They were worried about putting the banking part of that whole thing to make sure there wasn't going to be a bank, international crypto bank or whatever. And that's going to be all tied, and then I think crypto is going to get another boost, even though it should already be figured in. You just never know, right? What's going to be figured into these things. People react at different times. They hear the news 2 weeks later and go, "Oh, I should buy that." Whereas we are more on the cutting edge of just, because we're day traders. So there's a Palantir's got some interesting stuff here too. So that it might be worth looking at to trade today on the news. That's basically the main stories that I just covered there for us to be thinking about. Here's NVIDIA, and I'm not going to put a fib level because we're just too far out of whack for that to be trusted at all. As you can see, some of these levels, from the other day, I smoothed across here, got already respected in the pre-market, which is good. This one, the low from the open session yesterday, already got respected in the pre-market. And historical data is worth putting down, because when you're trying to decide right at the moment and it comes right up to a level, that might be the deciding factor. It might be, You just don't want to count on one thing. But that is really the essence of what scalping is all about, is to try to predict those short-term moves. And you only have guidance, you don't have absolutes. So the more you can do to kind of give you guidance for just quick moves, then you know pretty much right away if it's going to go against you. So you just don't keep it. I usually point out another level, like right below it, whether it be the whole and half dollar, like, okay, if it breaks, like say I'm going long and then it keeps going down. So if it breaks the next level down, I have to decide right then, what does it look like? What's the level 2 look like? Is there any chance of recovering, or is it just like straight down? In that case, I wouldn't average into it. I would just get out, or maybe hold it a little longer and get out, like it's not turning around, which you saw me do yesterday with Hood. It was like Hood did not look good to average in my half position. What I like to see is it turn, if it's gone down a distance and I'm down $100 or something, I like to see it turn around, start to turn around. Then I jump in, and then it takes very, very little to get me green again, so, and then you just go back to the same, even though you were down $100 or $150, you just go back to like, I got in that trade to make $20. That's what I'm happy with doing. Don't try to make the 150 the other way, because it could just drop right off. And there's a lot of arguments that that's a counterintuitive logic. Like, how could you risk that much and only take that much? Yeah, accuracy is how. If you're accurate for the most part, then you didn't lose that trade. So if you're only losing 1 out of every 10 trades, then it's going to pan out for you in the long run. You're going to make money. But if you just let it run and keep going down, then that's where you're in trouble. And I'm definitely guilty of that. I mean, because you get caught up and you just want it to turn around, right? You just want it to turn around, so you get caught up in it. But with this in mind, you have other things when you get to those levels, like, what is the multi-chart alignment telling you? 5 minutes says it's going up, but all the rest say 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, all say it's going down. That's not a good sign, overall from where it is. So then you have the you're in an upward trend. So you have that saying, hey, it's going up. And then the Q and the SPY they're both going up. These are the two main ones. So, you've got conflicting data here. Most of it is saying it's going to go up. So if you hit and then this is the longer term data. So when you hit a support level, you might want to think about it, but then you're looking at your your ScalpMeter Pro to see what is the actual action. Right now it's 100% straight up. So it did kind of get down to this 171, make a tweezer move, and turned around on the 1 minute. I don't trust pre-market patterns very much, like with a 20% rather than say 70 or 80%. So again, we don't have any. I wouldn't take a trade here, just so you know. I was trying to explain what you look for in open session. The way this action was moving a few minutes ago, I did take a couple of trades because it seemed like you could get the bounce real quick. So I just looked at it for a minute and said, hey, I went in 500 shares and did 3 quick trades, and boom, there you went. There it was. I wasn't going to ride it for very long, and there was enough of sometimes the spread works in your favor if the stock has got so much volatility or the volume's high enough where you get picked up on the bid, you can instantly sell the spread for 2 or 3 cents, and now you've made 2 or 3 cents on 500 shares, so. But this is moving all over the place. But as far as marking it out, that's about all I could do on that one. Well, look at Tesla, although again, this is still the Wild West. This guy is his own worst enemy. You can't trust anything he's doing. So our old fibs are still holding ground big time. Are we, yeah, it's off. I think the high is still, the fibs are still, well, there's where it has the 2 fibs right there. Over a 10-day. So this is high further back than 10 days. I don't know. I'm looking at the fibs and thinking those are fantastically being, great channels that are being very well respected right now, general area. So I wouldn't mess around with the fib settings. If we were coming in here, what I would do if I'm going to trade Tesla with you guys is I'm going to adjust look at that. Geez, how well that was respected. I'm going to adjust the levels in the moment when I get over here, and just see if I even try to trade this today. Because Tesla's always something that, even though it hits the scanner as the second stock down, I'm not sure about. Now, everybody did really well in the RV strategy yesterday with Apple. I think that was yesterday. Because of its consolidation pattern, which is perfect for the RV strategy. And I think we have the same situation. Yeah, we're right in there. Fantastic consolidation. I don't know what they pick. Everybody's picking for the RV for later, because we'll wait till the last minute to see what is really happening with it. But this is probably one of the major contenders for the RV strategy, which the scanner setting is a bit different because it has a higher ATR. Like this scanner is set for a $2 ATR, $2. So it has to beat $2, whereas the RV strategy it's in the book, it's 5. In Day Trading Volume 1, it's 5, but we have adjusted it to 4 just because the market's changed a little bit and it's not quite giving us quite as many contenders. So we look for a 4, and I have given you a scanner that does that very easily. So if you just go back and look in all the episodes. So yeah, let's take a look at these levels here just to see if we're anything we want to keep. We definitely keep that. These are for, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a pre-market. How's that been doing? That hasn't been doing very good. I'm going to get rid of that. Anything pre-market, it's really, these are all open session, and they look like they're pretty well respected. This one's not too good, really. It's in the general area of what you want here, but it's not perfect for sure. It's not been really very, very well respected. Fib sure did pick that up perfectly. So I'm just assessing. Look at the Fib. Jeez, did I already say that? That's amazing. Is the oldest historical data. Again, consolidated right around that Fib in that middle of the day open session. So I was trying to remember. I know we did pretty good with this yesterday. So it had some moves. If you look at it down here, I remember shorting originally here. So you got it like, we got in like around right here at 210. And then it went all the way down to, well, only went a buck down. But I was capturing a bunch in here. And then this move is where we all did a bunch. So I was still trading here. And I think I got out like right in here somewhere. That was 1,500 shares. And yeah, like I think this was actually not, it was only like a $2,200 trade, but it was still only, right? That's a great trade. And then I didn't pick this up because I was done. But anyway, yeah, it was a good RV stock, pretty consistent. Had a nice wide channel here. This isn't the same account I marked it out on, but I'm looking here to see, where is this is stop dead here. So this is like this level right here. Interesting. Another pre-market level. And then it got kind of hit here, and then right in here a bit. I mean, I'll mark it. It's not only because it's like right where we are right now on Apple. But again, I'll wait till intraday if we come over and trade Apple, which is third one down. Great on that one. AMD.
PEW shares at the high now as Donald Trump Jr. on the board there, ringing the opening bell at.
Oh man, I'm not going to touch the Donald Trump Jr. on the board stock. No, thank you. I have a whole bunch to say. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. Keeping my mouth shut. Wow, I don't know about this. These AMD levels are just nonsense right now, non-usable. Kind of like everything's just making a big mess here. I'm just going to get rid of this drawing set here. Do we have what do we have this set at here? 10-day. Okay. Yeah, the ATR, a low would be there. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Not ATR, I mean Fibonacci. I mean, it's possible that this comes into play. So I'll go ahead and mark it. trying to scoop up to 68 cents, trying to have the soft touch here, and it's just not giving me the one more try. I'm just going to stop there and put in 68 cents. So let's get another look at that. Yeah, so that's good to mark that. I mean, I would have just marked the high, but knowing that it's the fib high is helpful. And then open session, really, this is the only place to look. I mean, if it drops down here, most likely I'm not trading it because it's trending. So we don't want it to drop below this 52 or, you know, or you mean you just have to trade it a different way. We want it to stay in this channel and then the whole $0.50, and then we can make a couple of others. Like right here is that sort of the aftermarket high, and then it faded. These are some open set, you know, the low at the open session is like right. Well, I'm not counting the first candles, but right here seems to be, and it picks it up right there too. So that's probably a one to watch maybe. And then can we get any others in here? That got picked up on the seemed to got respected right there. I mean, you never know, and it peaked. Yeah, so it peaked right there. So that's a good level. That's all I do for AMD except intraday, watching it. We're about 12 minutes away from starting to trade. We'll go over the strategy in a minute. I do want to put this in because this had news Palantir, so Palantir. So, yeah. So we'll change this fib. Do we still on the low of the fib? I'm just going to get rid of the fib. Let me get rid of the fib for right now. Remove drawing, and we'll do a new fib. Where's the low? Of course, it's way over here. So 128.51, just useless. Come on. I'm just going to go up here and then type it in over there. So we want 150.62. I don't use the levels the same way, so it's safe to do it this way. 150.62. It's not just me that does it this way. I didn't mean to imply that. So now let's see. Some of these old levels were real intraday levels here that are making the big mess. Although that got respected. This one we're just going to get rid of. Going to get rid of that. Yeah, this one. Yeah, these are from trading it right in the moment. So let's clear these up and see what we really have here for possibles. You know, everything's possibles. So did this get respected anywhere? Kind of right here. Ping, ping, ping. So I'd say smooth it out to about right there to see if we get back up there to take a look at that before the fib. That's the even dollar, 150. That's why. So you just might as well just make that 150. Well, we'll have the even dollar amount come in anyway. This is an example of how it fades just before the even dollar. Like everybody jumps out when you trade with the crowd on the half dollar and the whole dollar, and often it will make its decision prior to whether it's going down or going up, prior to that level, like because they think everybody else is going to make. I don't know what they think. I'm leading the witness. I have no idea what they think. Can you tell? I've been in too many court cases. Let's see. But it seems like that's what happens. There's some smoothing action there if I bring it up a little bit to this level. And wow, look at that. Got picked up right there on that right before close kind of spike. I kind of respected that for some reason. There's when that news came out. Boom. So will some of these be re-respected again? I feel like I need to do that one here too. This might be one that we really trade, so we want to take a look. That's even dollar again, right there. So we'll keep an eye on this as the after I get out of NVIDIA. And then hood, I don't think I'm going to go this deep. We'll go into hood here and just see what it's doing.
That is Oscar Kilo Yankee.
Same
Oscar
fib.
shares moving on that news now.
Did not mean to do that. I don't know what I actually pushed there to make that happen. Wow, I don't know what that is, but it's not being respected, so we'll get rid of that. I wouldn't want to take that away. This, however, is, well, I don't know. I think I kept that before with the same logic, like it was hitting it. Yeah, these aren't even going to come into play, so I'm not going to waste my time with them. But do I have any I can add here that might be worthy?
WINT Windtree to launch BNB crypto treasury strategy agreement for $60 million.
So close to that level. I mean, this does seem to be consolidating right where it spiked up here. I was just looking, is there something further back? There's nothing. It's just pretty weak, really, guys. I don't know.
Shares popping on that news now.
I got nothing else, so we got this here.
Shares hitting $1.18.
Smooth it down to that. That's actually got more levels right around here. I don't like the other one's kind of weak, but I'm probably not going to be trading this. But if you guys are, there's where I would probably mark the levels. But when intraday starts, you know, you could get some really powerful action in here that as the day goes on that you want to mark. It's all about channel trading, creating those opportunities as you see them for guidance only. You can't take it very seriously, these levels. You just see if they, you know, the book says day trading volume 1, you respect them until you don't. Like as soon as they show you that there's no respect to be given here, just get rid of the level. You know, just don't even think about it because it'll mess up your way of thinking, right? For those of you that just came in, I did do some pre-market, and I was doing 500 shares by buying the bid and selling the ask within 2 seconds because the spread was big, and it filled them right away, which is great. It just, NVIDIA just fills even with that share size in pre-market. I did change it, right? Yeah. So I just did it, but I do feel like it's a bit of a risky way to trade, you know, with a higher share size. The way we're trying to just make $100 a day, so, you know, you wouldn't want to probably go in with 500 shares on a pre-market situation. So, you know, like I said, you're your own trader, so I'm still going to have fun and do fun stuff on this lower share size kind of deal. I mean, this lower challenge that we're on, sort of. This is like a sort of a challenge, but so you can't take away all my fun. But so I will do risky, stupid stuff that you should not do. You know, when we get into the actual channel trading, you can count on me to be far more conservative and really be concerned about you and me making that amount of money like we're going after to get, right? So let's talk about this, what I'm going to do. It has news that's good. Even though it's old news, it's being treated as new news. New news. Even though the chip maker, the other, you know, the bad news that I read earlier on the people that make the parts for the chips or whatever, they were giving very bad guidance for 2026. Everything went down for a little bit, and then it came right back. There is news that the CEO of NVIDIA is going over to meet in China, and he got Trump's blessing, the way things work these days. So it's a big, happy family right now, and it's worth billions of dollars. Because remember when that was the tariff, you know, they stopped that, the U.S. stopped that, how far NVIDIA dropped, and it went all the way down based on the back of that news and tariffs all the way down to like $83 at one point. And hopefully a lot of you got that dip. But it seemed like, oh, the whole bottom was going to drop out of the economy. Everything was going to be disastrous. And then we sprang back. Because he gave a 90-day, that's what it was. I'm trying to remember the history. He gave like this 90-day reprieve, and then the market just rallied and came back higher than it was now. I am very concerned that we're in kind of a little weird euphoric bubble, based on the fact that we keep printing money with the big beautiful bill and nothing to back up that money, and the optimism, and that seems, I'm a pretty optimistic guy really, but with money I would be careful doing long-term trades. And like I read earlier, Bezos just sold out 1.6 billion of his own stock in worth of value in Amazon. Does that tell us something? I don't know. It seems like they know something. So, whatever goes up comes down. Overall, I think the economy is going to be fine, but I would be concerned a little bit about. So my play would be probably not get in. I'm going to play this long. Actually, I'm not going to take this as a short. So I'm going to look for a dip down here, 171 to get in. If it breaks 150, it'll probably be past the first candle. 71.50, and I might not get in right away. But for my first trade, at some point in here, I'm going to ride this action. I don't know if it'll be the first candle or not. And that's coming up in just a minute or 2 minutes. So it's already down to 171. So I'll be looking at the 170.50 if it's already below that to possibly get in. You see it's already gone up quite a bit, so it could retrace. A bunch of people, as always, are going to take profit. Oops, we're not going to do that. So I think I'll even go lower for everybody if you want to. Do not try to follow me. Never mind. Let me rephrase that. Do not trade the opening candle. As we get into the 2, 3, 4 minute, it might be worth thinking about the levels, And then my intention is to move away from this stock.
Market open.
Very shortly after open, and maybe go to AMD or Palantir. I'm not sure I'll go to Apple because it's got slower price action. It's good for the RV though. So as always, we'll be using these fantastic indicators, the Risk Oscillator, the ScalpMeter Pro, and the Buy-Sell Oscillator, and the MACD. And these arrows really help us, having these indicators. And then the multi-chart alignment, which you can see is lit up right here. Every 5 minutes it marks. And then it gives you the overall what people are seeing on their time frame, which is very helpful. The market pulse is saying things are basically still going up. It's a trend right here. Let's see, latest news. There's a path for 5 trillion market cap. So this is good news. Emotional news would send this up, and that just came out at 9:27, 3 minutes ago. So again, going long. I want to get a dip and go long. That's my intent. Let's see what happens. Market magnet is, do not think about the market magnet right now. Looking for a bigger dip. It's not going to give it to us, is it? No. I think I'll go ahead and get in there and ride it up from there. Try to get a decent trade there. So I tried to get like just 19 bucks. There it went. Okay. So that's just the first little trade. And it just might be worth riding for a long time. But I'm using the scalping mentality. It's got a new high.
Shares moved higher ahead of that.
So I'll look again for a dip here.
Shares pulling back now, $21.
Wow, look at that, huh?
NUWE, New Welles.
Looks so pretty on the 5 minute.
Halted now, 2085. November Uniform Whiskey Echo halted now.
A lot of people in the studio here are trading momentum. And I do have a halt indicator that I made that's for free on one of the episodes if you want to pick that up. So we'll look to see for it to retrace down here to try the buy again. Is it going to even go down there? I'll try it. I got it at 08. Not going to go for a big move here. Just if it gives me a chance to get out in a double digit. Yeah, see, it's hurting me. Could be that chip news makes the stock go down today. I just don't think so. So buy-sell oscillator is turning it around. So I'm going to stay on target here. Remember, I'm only entering 25% of my position, so hopefully that's what you guys are doing too, or less than, something you always want to have your max loss. So it is swaling up, so that's good. See if it keeps doing that. Buy sell oscillator says we're going up. So I am staying on target here. I might think about averaging in down here at $70.50. If it goes down, still feeling very confident that its move's going to be up today. So got it at 71.08. It's just about to break back over 171, the way that the level 2 is calling it. And there it goes briefly. Now, I'm not going to get greedy here if it goes up to double digit on the money. Had I picked it up down there, of course, I'd be way in the green if I had averaged into half my position. So I won't make that mistake again. If it gets down here low enough, I'll average in my to half my position so that we can get out. Because I don't want to hold the scalp for, I mean, I just want to get in and out of this. I don't want to sit here and hold a position on NVIDIA. So looking down to buy the bid, but I really want it closer to the 50 cents if I add. A lot of times you add on the way up. That's what I suggest. Lots of opportunities to get out. Have I added here?
Tesla shares getting a pop here now, 314.90.
Tesla's going up. That's interesting.
0.5% TSLA.
Might be one to look at today. We'll take a look over there once we get this into the nice big green area. That's what we want. Nice big green over here. Waiting it out. The fun part. Keeps me locked right here around the even dollar amount, which is not cool. So I'm thinking of forcing in now I'm going to go ahead and get in there if it picks me up. No, I tried to 63. It'd already be green, right? Well, maybe not green, but okay, I'm going to cancel that. Yeah, the spread's not that big. I probably will just buy the ask if it tips down again. Now I'm looking over here to see what I'm going to get. Okay, I'll try that. Wow, it really didn't pick me up. Cancel. Didn't I buy the ask? It came over on the bid. Maybe I pushed the bid. I thought I bought the ask there. That was weird. Yeah, the buy sell oscillator sent it up again, so I would be profiting right now had that picked me up down there. I swore I pushed by the ask, but I saw it over here on the bid. Here we go. I just saw a big pop there. It's about to go up, guys. Stay on target. Here we go. Big move, big punch. We'll take that. Or we'll take one share of that. We'll take 5. Okay, boy. Normally NVIDIA just fills you right up. All right. So I'm just going to take another look at this to see if this is worthy of anything. This was I felt very trapped in here. This is a little bit of too much consolidation. Although we are looking for the consolidation, but that's just the price action. Maybe it's just that I was in a bad position. So that's what I'm going to try to, price point. So that's what I'm going to try to assess here. So it really respected down here, just below the 171. Hesitate to go short on this stock today because I think generally it's going to go up. I was really kind of surprised how it ended up just settling yesterday. I thought yesterday it might go all the way up to 180 or something, but off that news. But all right, let me just take a look at some other stuff here. So first of all, I want to, wow, what is this that's hitting here? What in the world? This just hit the scanner. Is that hard to borrow? Oh, it's hard to borrow. So for you guys that are in your IRAs, this is, oh, that hit the scanner for the wrong reason. All right, so we're staying clear. I'm staying clear of this because it's hard to borrow, but it did hit the scanner our scanner up here. Let's try Tesla. Huh. It's not trending up, so just that was a brief move, I think. You look at it here, 313. It's kind of where it's been. Let me just look at the 1 minute. Yeah, it's stopping at the fib right now. This is interesting if it respects that. 84. No, it didn't. Well, yeah, no, it didn't. All right, I'm not going to get into this yet. Let's look at AMD. Tesla's just like, God, you just don't know what it's going to do. I mean, you don't know what anything's going to do, obviously, but sometimes it's just like, it's like an alien stock, I swear. This looks really interesting. This looks really fun. Let's see if we can get some fun with this stock. Look at that. So they got some good from 56 down to 55.50. And it's really respected. It's right along the VWAP here. There's your market magnet where, remember, your magnet should be set for today, not 1 day, but today. And then you can really count on the levels a little better. This is set at the 50% of the overall volume since open. And for large and mega caps, that's pretty important here. So now let me just get a feel for this. Anything new on this? Just chips in general are exciting to trade. So if we look at the pre-market, I mean, we're a bit up, so there is some danger that it tries to retrace. I mean, I could go all the way back down to 152. So we got to keep that in mind if we're playing on the buy off these levels. Let me see what's happening in here. 10 cents easily, swaying up and down 10 cents. So 155 is where it stopped a couple of times. Where did it open? Right, very close to the open. Buy, sell, oscillator, and the market magnet are turning it around at 155, and that is a whole dollar level. So if that respects that, then as it comes back down, it might be the time to go long on this. But we're looking for something that you can go long and short on. So this one is, it seems like this is the basic level, 156, 15 or so, all the way up to 156 and a quarter to 156.36. That's historical data. Let's take a look at that historical data level just to see how much we should respect that. 156.38. So these are all recent ones, okay? So that's this one here. So I don't know about that. This one would be more respectful up there than this one. That's kind of like I think I wanted to come up with. Because it hit it pre-market. So that might be a level we should watch.
Coming up at 10, Fed Vice Chair Barr will be speaking at 10:30. Crude and gasoline inventories.
We don't need to worry about news that's coming up at 10 right now. Okay, this just slowed way down. So is this really going to be worthy? I'll raise my share size because you're not going to be moving as much as maybe. Maybe. You might be a winner. Just keep an eye on the news and make sure nothing weird's happening here. Okay, so this might be worthy of getting in down here off the 155. I'm going to go ahead and get in. I feel like it's not going to touch it. Oh, but it did, and it broke it. Come back up. Oh! So cancel that order. That dropped way down. It was going to make me red. I could have got out there, but it didn't pick me up. So I'm not going to add to this. This is not looking good right here. So we're after all those respecting. It stopped respecting. Buy, sell, oscillator says no. Oh, wow. This reminds me of Hood now. Not liking this action here. I've got to see if it's worthy of getting in here or not. I mean, getting up to half my position. It's a 50-cent mark down here. If it starts to go up with any kind of strength, I'll go in more. Surprising. So maybe the chip news is going to hit it. I don't want to see it break the 50 cent there. Man, I might take a loss here, guys. This isn't looking pretty. Looked like it was going to be okay for us there, and then I missed the jumping in there. Spread's about 4 cents. I want to get out for sure if it goes up. It's probably worth just getting out. I could hit market. Action seems to be stopping well short of the 155, which is where I'm at, 155.06. Well, that's a good move. There we go. Okay. So that looked like that was going to break it with some authority there. So don't fade off of it. You were looking really strong there.
PEW, Grebegun shares new lows 1441 now, down about
Holding firm, guys. Looking for just a small profit here. Small profit. Now I wish I would have averaged down at the closer to the 50. Average in, should I say. Probably will do it if it comes back. I will average into it. Goes back down. Because I'd be out. I would have been out for a nice green had I done that. Just don't want to lead you guys astray if you're, you need to take your own trades, so. I look at the strength coming up, and then it's like everybody leaves suddenly. It's like, what's going on?
TBTH shares were halted $1.26.
It keeps pounding up, though, so I'm expecting a break here.
Tango Delta Tango Hotel.
Yeah, I'm going to average in, guys, to my half position if it gives me an opportunity down here. Third candle down. All right, I'm going to take that. So now we're having fun, right? Now we're having fun. I'm down to the 83 cents. So there's many times it passed us in the last few seconds. So hopefully that will happen again, like it should. Whole bunch of buyers just jumped in.
Pulling back from the highs now,
$12 out of it. Did you see how high that went? I only got 12. But what I'm really happy is I just got out of it. So for a profit. And that is the advantage of going in 25% of your position when the stock's moving against you. So I should have probably held it a little longer, but I didn't have faith that wasn't just a pop and then a drop. So I got out. Again, along the lines of what I'm trying to show here, which is short-term scalps for 5 or 10, 15 cents.
Tesla more
and I'm actually not going to trade this stuff because the fact that it surprised me bothers me, so I'm going to get away from that one right now. Let's take a look at this one. I'm over at Palantir now. Hopefully you've gotten out of that position at AMD. This is just straight down. This is at the bottom as far as our volume is. So I want to get a good look at this. The indicators should start coming into play a lot more now as we get a little deeper. We're 16 minutes in.
ATXG getting some volume coming in. Shares up about 4%. Up a Tango X-ray 12. ATXG.
We're not even getting 10 cents here, so let's keep that in mind. Means a slow recovery if you go the wrong way. A lot of times I look like if it doesn't have big enough swales up and down, then I'm just stuck in a position the wrong way and I can't make little trades. And so I think about that. There you go. So that's a retracement. 150.62 was its high roughly. I don't know if it shows it there. No. Yeah, 150.56. And then it's been just sort of fading. So it seems like riding this for a short, if we get the opportunity, maybe at the 150 range, might be the way to go. This is definitely small enough price action for 200. I mean, the spreads up and down, the way it's moving, 200 shares is what you kind of need. Look at that. I'd be hesitant to go long, guys, honestly, the way it's fading here. It could go down, all the way to 149, another 34 cents, 50 cents here down. But this does seem to be respecting this 149.50 level. Looking to buy, trying to judge it here. And I'll drop it in case it fades, and then I can average in. There it goes. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up because of that drop. Thinking it's going to spring back, and give us a chance and not just drop off the cliff. That's my logic here. So I'm at 37 cents, and it's dropping off the cliff. So 20 cents at 149. I'll go into half my position. Again, you got to jump in. Got to jump in the water. Seems to be finding an area down here that it wants to stay, which isn't nice. So now we really, at 149, we really should expect a turnaround. So I would go in there. Expecting and happening, of course, are two different things. But for the most part, you can count on these things for the most part. All right, so now I'm in the half. So I'm down to 216. I mean 149.16 as it continues to fall off the cliff. So we're looking for a recovery off of its already low. Trying to see if anything's changed on this that I need to know about. Okay, I'm not going to foul this into the abyss, but we'll see. Probably this would be an area I would not want to go past the 48.50, 148.50 if it keeps going down. Seems a long way from my position suddenly. It's coming back. Break through the 149. There it goes. We don't want 149 to be a resistance, guys. We want to just punch through that like it's nothing. Because you didn't stop it on the way down, so let's not stop it on the way up. Yeah, this is the very thing I'm worried about, getting stuck in a grinding below my position area. Not liking the price action of this. It kind of forced this trade. I don't like the price action of this. Obviously, down is telling us is way more than up. Just seems to want to go down. Everything's going down. Dare I get in this for more? I feel like I want to, like it's going to spring back. Yeah, I think I'm going to average down here and take a chance. Average into my half of my, is this my full position, I guess? Would I go in at 100 shares originally? I think I did. It's not falling, you know, it's grinding, and it could pop right back up here. There it goes. It's right there, boy. It's right there. I want to get it on the way up, not down now. If it goes back up, it's going to go back up. Oh, I might take a loss here, guys. It's going to hit it. Oh, a studio cat's coming in. That could be good luck for me. Okay, so it's trying to come back up here. Looking at the indicators, and the buyers are starting to catch wind here a little bit, but oh no, not good. Okay. Volume going up as it's going down is not what I wanted to see. So this is going from bad to worse. So I don't know when this is going to end, so I am tempted to get out here now because it's getting worse. It broke the level I was saying that all right, so now we have two cats here trying to get the same spot. There goes one. Darn, I'm not watching the cats and not watching the trade. Okay. Yeah, I went past where I wanted to go past. We're going to wait for a little recovery here. We can still easily recover today, but it's just not what I wanted to see here. Not what I wanted to see here. I don't know how many of you guys are trapped in this, but it's not looking good. We have another whole dollar down here. Should have just bought the ask on the way up there. I was trying to get it on the way up, so it broke the 50 cents. This is what you want on a tweezer move. So you want this to make a move here, showing up on the 5-minute candle for everybody as it crossed over. So this could be the beginning of a recovery. So let's stay on target. I tried to double to full position in there as it was starting to go up, but I pushed bid instead of ask, and it didn't pick me up. Now I'm waiting and feeling glad that it didn't pick me up. We really need a green candle right here. The buyers won out there. If you look at the Scalp Pro, now we're back to all right, you're literally in front of my screen. Okay, you got to move across. There you go. Can we just can we get down, please? This is serious business here. Oh, wow, really serious. It broke 200. Oh man. Honestly, I'm thinking about making this a swing now. You know how I'll do that if it seems like it's because I do think it'll retrace, but I wonder if is there more news on this stock that I don't know about? Been one of those weeks where it just likes to toy with your confidence. So it's below its close of yesterday.
GS Goldman CEO says there is room for dividend to grow. That's Golf Sandy.
That's not really that. These two might be something to look at. All right, well, that's our second green 1 minute, which is good. So it does look like it's trying to recover here. We go ahead and go in full position, which I can hold into a swing. Now I'm to 148.69 now at my full position. It's just going to go real bad fast if I hold it. So you don't, you guys got to do what's good for you. I'm not going to panic because I'll look to it as a swing. I think it's going to recover today, but I don't see negative news on it, so we'll see. Of course, that's not what I wanted to see happen the second I got in, and I don't want to see it break the 148, and it did. But 69 cents isn't really that far in the grand scheme of things. So we're like right up in here we want to get to, just to break even, of course, but seems to be respecting that 147.95, 148 level. Now, of course, I could go higher than my all-in. That's how I deal with these situations a lot of times, just to get out. If I did that, it would have to be swinging upward fairly strong, with a fairly strong move. It is consolidating down here, which is good as far as the chance of a good recovery, but it's not good for you guys to keep trading with me because I'm not taking other trades. It's coming back. Can we break that 50 cents? That's be very close to my position if you did that. Coming back. Come on. Don't have any real patterns. That is a reversal sign on the 5 minute though, which is good. 15 minutes showing green. Scalp Pro is telling us it's going up. We're still below the VWAP. There we go. So we're getting much closer to the position now. We broke the 9. We want to break the 14. We want it now. Don't stop at this $0.50 now. You're nice and strong. That was a really strong move up. So we want to see that one more candle and then we're out of danger. And it looks like it wants to try. So let's see it break the 14. It's very close to my position now. And then it's fading. So the target going up got a little bigger, so this spread got a little shorter, which is good. Right now, though, there's a battle. People are taking some profit, and it's like a patience and a nerves of steel. Especially if you're into your full position. You just want to be careful about your max loss and just get, not keep thinking it's going to go up. So if you switch it to a swing, that's bad for me on a 1 minute, but there it goes. Good. Yeah. The 1 minute's a reversal sign, but the 5 minute doesn't show signs of that or anything. So it's just going to stay at this $0.50, which kind of stinks. Ugh. I would definitely, if I wasn't worried about you guys, I would go into 800 shares right about that level if it dropped down. So remember, take your own, be careful with your own stuff here, guys. I just don't see a reason why this is, I'm not missing a story here, right? I think this is just your typical ebb and flow of a large cap consolidating stock, that we shouldn't panic. So that's a rickshaw man. Both of these are reversal signs from going up, but then there it goes. So I would sell the bid to get out. I'm not going to get greedy. I do want to get green, but not greedy green. Not greedy green. Just 15, 20 bucks. That's what I originally intended to go for. Could go back up to 149 all the way, which would be up in here. And there is some logic at this point to take a lesser loss in case it's going to flow back, flow back down, and you had an opportunity. You struggle with yourself at those points. You go, I should have just taken it. I was only down 30 bucks. So there I'm green now, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and take that. So that went from, what was it, 200 down to an $11 profit. Now, a lot of you are saying like, dude, you should have waited for the move. If I was trading the RV strategy, I would have waited for the move. I also would have had larger share size and been averaging in a lot more. I'm not prepared to call this as a continuation going up right now, just so you guys are aware. But, well, we got out by just, again, this is why this strategy's fairly safe, is that large caps for the most part retrace. So how have we been doing today? So we've got $11, and we've got 85, so that's 96. And then what was the other one? Was it AMD? 12, so that we're over. So it's 108. So we did I do anything on Apple? No, I didn't do anything on Apple. Didn't do anything on Hood. Didn't do anything on Tesla. But I am out of time to get over and trade with the other guys. So I just wanted to make sure that we did make it. Boy, that last one was exciting, huh? That got that got my blood going a little bit when it got down that negative, because I'm thinking like, swing trade? I don't want to take a swing trade on this stock. Let me try to call out for you guys, those of you that still want to hear. Hopefully most of you have gotten out of that position. Interesting. This is one of my fail safes, so this is down near the lower you'd expect it to get today. But yeah, 170 is a pretty strong figure to take a trade off of. Now, this is basically on that news about the chip manufacturer, the parts and everything, giving 2026 bad guidance. And I'm always curious to see. Let me know what you guys traded and how you did. Bad or good? I mean, not everybody's doing good. You got to try to learn it. So your goal is just $100 a day. So that means your share size is probably sometimes lower than mine, and you're going longer in past this time frame, which is fully what I intend you to do. And just keep trading until you get to your goal. Or your max loss, obviously. But if you're at $94 and you're not feeling it, get out at $94. It's okay. You don't have to make, because the next day you might make 115 or whatever. So anyway, I'm not sure I'll keep doing the recaps, or maybe I'll call them reaction videos every single day now. I might bundle some of them, because it's just taking up so much of my time to come back again, and then still people want to trade the power hour with me, and didn't even get to the 170. You look at that and it's like, it's turning it around. That is the risk oscillator turning NVIDIA around there. This stock usually affords the most volume action to trade, except for Tesla. Let's see what Tesla's doing. They're both at about the same. So I'll take a look at this just to see if I would recommend anybody do anything here, which is probably the answer is just definitively no at any given time. Just want to look at the 1 minute. Let's open the 5 minute here. Oh, look at that. It's just dropping off. So this would be just a short. This might have captured some people in a long move thinking it had a bottom, but it doesn't look like it has a bottom. Remember, this thing's been down in the 313 range on a pretty consistent basis. Like right down here, look at that. 308, 310 just yesterday. And then it got back up to, wow, it hit 320. I wouldn't trust any reason why that happened or this happened. I just wouldn't trust any reason. So it's just you really have to crapshoot in the moment is what you got on this stock, is you try to read these levels and then try to anticipate what other people are thinking. See, like this could be the beginning of a big move, or it could fade right here and just keep going down. It's just really almost impossible to call this stock. So you have to have deep pockets and be very patient and let it swing, $10, and you're not worried about a $10 swing, so go in here. I mean, you see when I trade this, I go 50 shares, but today I might even go like 20 shares and just try to pick up $5 or $10 a trade on this little retrace. I was just watching this retracement. It's like 25 to 30 cents on these moves, and it's just like, man, that's a tough one to call. It does seem everything points to down on this, although look at how the sellers did drop off, and the volume dropped off too, as you can see from the rickshaw man right there. So a little risky. So today's RV stock, it's Palantir, really? Why are we trading that for an RV stock, Charlie? Miss Charlie, what are you doing to us? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's certainly been, you got historical data. No, historical data only goes back 2 days you got a fib. Is everything else that bad? Do we have a secondary? Oh, we have Apple too. Okay, good. All right, let's take a look at Apple. Apple isn't moving as much in dollars and cents, but it is. Yeah, if it's up to me, I would. If you've marked out Apple, this looks better for historical data. Plus, Palantir just nearly toasted me. So Palantir, yeah. Look at that on the 5 minute. Look at that channel on the 5 minute. That's a nice channel. Let me look at Apple for you guys that are going to do the RV. It's got a big move right now. Yeah, this is affording great opportunities for the RV, Charlie. So we should. Okay. Everybody is in agreement, it looks like, over there on Zoom. So for those of you that wanted to know, we're right at the top of the ATR. This could pull into an escalator strategy here, so you got to watch that if it keeps trending up. But we're not all the way. Are we all the way? Apple's been way higher. Yeah, there's Apple 211.93. So it was definitely higher recently. Why isn't that level marked? $88. That's that level right there, just below the fib. That's how I would, yeah, okay. All right, I got like 4 people on Zoom over here and like 30 people on Zoom over there. So, yeah, so it broke down broke back through the ATR. Probably some really good trades could be taken here, just scalping right off this. You know how it consolidates at the ATR a lot? You might be able to catch some shorts back and forth. But listen, guys, thanks for watching today. I hope most of you made your goal or are going to continue to trade with the same type of strategy. I'm trying to teach, but obviously under your own rules, and you pick all your own trades and you stick to your max loss. Yeah, this has got some great opportunities. I'm excited about getting into Apple, guys. So you might want to just scalp it. You can scalp it with the bigger channels for the RV, or you can do for small term channels. It's hard to get in too much trouble. Keep your share size, in check, and try not to get in too much trouble with Apple, because it moves very slowly. So if you go in 25% of your position, you can be wrong a couple of times and still get out for a very low loss if you're not waiting for the full channel. I would call this a total go short off of level, but right now you're going back and forth, so it's it seems good. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Be careful out there and go green.